I have heard some people say the real estate market is going to drop by 15 or 20%. Are they right? Let's find out. So if anyone's been watching my market reports, you know I tell it how it is. If it's good, I tell you. If it's bad, I tell you. If it's in the middle, I'm going to tell you. So this is the first report I've done for probably 2 years, almost since COVID started, where it's not as glossy as last month. So let's get into it a little bit. So I would say, based on my own terminology, the market is no longer in a pause. The market is in a slowdown, which means we're going to be headed towards a normal market. It's still a little bit away, but that's what we're going towards. And there's a few indicators which, from my 36 years experience, tell me we're headed towards that normal market. Number one, inventory has increased. Number two, the amount you can negotiate as a buyer and the amount you have to negotiate as a seller has increased. Number three, the sales price now is lower than the listing price. Number four, we are getting single offers on properties, not multiple offers. In the last 5 sales I've had, they've all been a single offer that we've had to negotiate. Number five, the urgency has gone from the market. The urgency from a buyer's perspective has gone from the market. Number six, buyers are suffering from fatigue. They've been beat up for a couple of years. Now they have a chance to call the shots just a little bit. So all of that put together into a nutshell, like Austin Powers once said, we are heading towards a normal market, which is not a bad thing. It had to happen, so it's not bad, but as a seller and as a buyer, you need to understand, is this the time to sell? Is this not the time to sell? Is it the time to buy? Is it not the time to buy? So there are 5 things that have caused this, and any one of these by themselves doesn't make a difference, but put together, they do. Rising interest rates, the war in Ukraine, change of government, trade issues with China, problems in the Pacific, and winter. So, as a seller, should you still sell? Yes. And why? Because you're still going to realize 95% of the gains we've had in the last 2 years. And the advantage as a seller right now, if you sell here and you are not too quick to purchase, you may be able to buy here. As opposed to if you sold here a year or 2 ago, you had to buy here. So as a seller, it's actually a little bit more advantageous to sell and buy in the same market right now. So as a buyer, you have 2 choices. Buy now because you have more negotiating power, less competition, and more choice. That's what most buyers have been complaining about for the past couple of years. So if you're going to buy now. You don't lose money buying real estate, you lose money selling real estate. So as long as you hang on to it long enough, you won't lose money. Think back 20 years to the last great market. If you'd overpaid for a property then and waited 20 years to sell, that property for $350 now be worth $1.2 million. So that's the first option. The second option is try and wait it out and time that market to when it's just at the bottom, you purchase. That's almost impossible to do because you don't know where the bottom is till it starts to come back up. Once it starts to come back up, all the buyers will jump back in. You'll have more competition from buyers and less choice and less negotiation ability. So there are your only 2 choices as a buyer. I would say the first choice is a much better one than trying to time the market because that's all luck. So that's the market update for May and June 2022. Yes, the market has slowed down. No, it's not a bad market. Yes, we are heading towards a normal market. No, that's not a bad thing. On the rental side's still fairly busy. It hasn't slowed down as much as the selling side has, which is interesting because a lot of the buyers that couldn't buy or didn't want to buy or now want to wait are going into the rental market. So we still rarely have a vacancy, and if we do, we have 5, 10, 20 applications on it. So the rental side still really hasn't slowed down too much, and we're still able to push up the rental prices pretty much every renewal or every new lease. So that's it for this month. If you're a buyer, please give me a call. Love to help you out. If you're a seller, give me a call. We'll talk you through our 11-phase system on how to get your property sold. And if you're an investor or you're a landlord, give us a call and we'll talk about our rental guarantees. That's it. See you all next week.